Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about documents and Discord and developments in a story that has been kind of going through the news cycle that I haven't talked about. Over on the other channel, I said I had a hunch about it, and that if somebody got picked up, well, I would talk about my hunch. I have a lot of questions about this. A bunch. The thing is, I'm not in the habit of coming on here and just asking questions. I like to have evidence, and I don't. What I will say is that I would be totally unsurprised if there was a development in this story that altered the way people perceive some of it, up to and including the point in time in which U.S. counterintelligence detected the suspect. But that's a hunch. What do we know? What we know is that a person, I believe his name is Jake Teixeira, was picked up for the unlawful removal, retention, and transmission of national defense information. He was arrested. I do not believe at this point in time he has been indicted. If you are wondering what it looks like if you are, I don't know, not a former president of the United States and are suspected of something along these lines, go ahead and take a look at how they picked him up. Helicopters, armored cars, SWAT teams. When people were talking about that early on and said if this was you or I, we'd already be in cuffs, this is what they meant. As far as himself, reporting suggests that he was basically a bag full of red flags dumped into an Air Force National Guard uniform. There is reporting that suggests a lot of far-right extreme beliefs, anti-Semitic beliefs, racist beliefs, so on and so forth. If you want to know why the U.S. military is very cautious about people who have these beliefs, this is why. If you want to know why the U.S. military is developing policies that might encourage their troops to become more alert to injustice, this is why. If you are somebody who is susceptible to emotional, inaccurate, garbage rhetoric, you are somebody who is susceptible to emotion. And you might be provoked into, I don't know, leaking a bunch of classified documents because of a Discord argument, which is one of the theories behind why this happened. So, what happens from here? I believe the counterintelligence assessment is already underway, determining how much damage might have been caused by the release of these documents. That will, in some ways, determine the severity of what the suspect is looking at. At the same time, due to just the massive scope, the starting place for this is going to be pretty high. Kind of a big deal. At this point in time, it does not look like this was a whistleblower type thing. This looks like irrational behavior. It looks like irrational behavior. Now, from here, the FBI is going to move from where they're at, which, again, I believe he was charged via complaint. So there will be an indictment process. That's when we'll find out a whole lot more information. In theory, they could have, I guess, already indicted and it be sealed. But once the indictment comes out, we'll have a lot more to go on. As far as the damage that was caused on the foreign policy scene, because this is so bizarre, there are signs that not a whole lot of people actually trust the information that was released. This bears a lot of the hallmarks of an intentional disinformation operation. But I would point out that based on what has been released, that's not what it is. Based on the reporting, this was actually just irrational behavior and trying to show who's the biggest on the internet. But because of all of the hallmarks, there's a lot of doubt as to whether or not the information is accurate. So both allied and adversarial nations are kind of, they're taking all of it with a grain of salt, and it's hard to gauge whether or not this is going to have a large impact for real. I know there's a lot of reporting talking about how this is going to disrupt this or that or this or that, and that's fine. But all of that reporting is based on the idea that the other nations believe it's true. And we've seen signs that quite a few nations, and some that are most important, don't believe it's true. Don't believe the information in the documents is accurate. So we'll have to wait and see on that. I think that this occurring at the same time as the Trump documents case is going to be it's going to provide a nice illustration for most people in the United States as far as what the damage could have been or might have been from Trump's activities. Understand that the reporting suggests that what Trump had in his possession is far, far more damaging and wide in scope. So if you want to get a gauge, here it is, playing out in real time. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.